guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've enjoyed all the videos so far. Today I'm going to be talking about 10 things I wish I'd told my younger student self while at Vaganova. I know a lot of you enjoy the Vaganova stories, and there's much more coming, along with some walkthroughs as well as old videos, which I can't wait to show you. So make sure you like and subscribe before this video ends. Thank you for all the support as usual. I know you guys really liked the 10 years later video of me doing the graduation bar. I think I'm going to set myself a challenge of doing the whole thing. But first of all, I just need to practice a little bit and get in shape a little bit more. So anyway, let's get started. So 10 things that I would want to tell my younger student self. Number 1, you're going to be really, really sore for a while. Because obviously going into the Vaganova, I didn't know what to expect. And, you know, I'd been training full time as a vocational student at the Royal Ballet School. So I kind of thought, okay, this isn't going to be much different in terms of the routine. So yes, I think the classes will be harder, but I've been doing, 6 to 8 hours a day already. How much different can it be? Well, it was very different. Very different. And as I said before, I don't think I've experienced any ballet training like it, where it's just so intense and so amazing, really. And so difficult. I've never sweated so much. I've never worked so hard in my life before I went there. And I just thought, this is ballet. This is real training. So yeah, I was sore for like the first month, and it took my muscles ages to adapt. Because obviously as well, I was training on a raked studio floor now, where it's sloped, and I wasn't used to that at all. So that was something I really had to adjust to, obviously, for so many reasons. So I was probably using muscles anyway that I hadn't used before, just to simply balance myself. So yeah, you're going to be sore for a while. Number 2, you're going to feel like the worst one in the room for a while as well. So obviously, I fully expected that it was going to be a shock to the system. And once I had gone into the class and I had this routine going, and I was doing this new technique, I did realize, I'm really behind. They actually made me repeat year 11 again. So I just completed the Royal Ballet Lower School, and all my peers had gone to the Royal Ballet Upper School, but I had to repeat the final year of the lower school again, year 11, because they said, your muscles are too soft, you're not going to be strong enough. And so I was like, oh wow, okay, so yeah, I'm not very good at the moment, obviously. Like, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, and that's okay. That's why I'm here. That's the whole reason I've come here, is to get better. But yeah, it would have been nice as a heads up. You're going to feel like rubbish in the studio for a while against all these other dancers who were really nice. But I was shocked at how, strong they were. Their legs were up really high. They weren't shaking. Their turnout was amazing. Their jumps were really high. I thought, okay, I need to catch up here. I need to catch up. Number 3, looking after your body is paramount if you're going to survive this atmosphere and this routine. So first of all, when I'd gone in, and I've recently done a podcast episode on this about diet and things, A Dancer's Mindset on Apple and Spotify. So when I went, I wasn't really following a routine at all. Diet-wise, I wasn't thinking of myself as an athlete so much, so my eating habits were a little bit sporadic, and I wasn't like really planning my fuel. So, after class, I wasn't thinking, right, now I've got to have some protein. Or before class, I wasn't thinking, right, I've really got to have some carbohydrate and fats, this kind of thing. And it was only until later, maybe a few months in, that I realised, wow, I really need to start having, sports drinks for my muscles to stop the cramping. I need to make sure I have the carbohydrates before the protein. I need to make sure I can do this kind of routine day in, day out. Otherwise, how on earth is this going to happen? How on earth am I going to survive this and not get injured? This kind of thing. And I want to keep improving. I don't want to feel exhausted. Exhaustion was my main concern because it was so much energy I was expending every single day. So yes, looking after your body in that kind of environment is paramount. Number 4, your hard work will pay off. I think that's something that a lot of us really don't realize, is that hard work pays off. I think when you're in this situation, it's so easy to think, oh gosh, I don't know if I'm going to make it. There's someone always better than me. Is my practicing even doing anything? Am I improving? And the point is, your hard work is 100% going to pay off, and it's 100% not wasted. I don't think there's ever been a time when I've practiced and then later on I haven't realised how much it's paid off. And I wish I'd found that out sooner, how valuable it is to work above and beyond, more than what other people are doing. I think that's the thing that sets yourself apart, is just like really valuing working really hard and making it happen. It's the only thing that gets you places. And especially if you have huge potential, whose responsibility is it to utilize that potential and to get you to somewhere, that your dreams really, to make your dreams a reality? It's your responsibility and only yours. It's not your teacher's responsibility. Your teacher can help you. Your teacher can help you get there, but it's your responsibility. So practice as often as you can, whether it's the movements, whether it's doing extra conditioning, whether it's training certain areas of your body. You must do it and it will pay off. Number 5, the Marinsky is not the only path you can go down. I guess saying the Marinsky is very specific to me, but you can say this about any company. Because obviously, when I first joined the Vaganova, I had my sights solely set on the Royal Ballet, actually. When I first joined, I said, okay, I'm just going to do a year here and then I'll go back to the Royal Ballet School and then I'll go to the Royal Ballet. But that changed really quickly. After that, I was very set on the Vaganova. And then I became very set on the Marinsky. And I think I was heavily influenced by people like Keenan Camper around me and, my peers who really, really wanted to go to the Marinsky. And then obviously I became very aware of Marinsky ballerinas and just fell in love with them. But obviously things happened, and at the time it was very political. And so, it was quite a hard wake-up call and hard thing to swallow that, I don't think this is necessarily the path that I'm supposed to go down. I'm not supposed to go to this company. Even though I've worked so hard and got to the top of my class at Vaganova, this apparently isn't supposed to be the place that I'm going to be working for. And I'd worked so hard for the last 4 years. That was a hard pill to swallow. But I wish I had someone at the time telling me that this isn't the only place. This doesn't mean success. I guess I mean it's not the only meaning of success if you go here. I think that's what we get trapped in when you're in an institution or you have your eyes set on the company that feeds your school. You think that's the only place. And so you must realise that there's a big world out there with many talented dancers and many amazing companies, and it's not the only place that you can go. Number 6, your teacher is picking on you because she likes you and wants you to do well. I think I sort of knew this at the time, but it wasn't until my 3rd year when I was moved from the sidebar to the centre bar on the first day. I'll do another episode on that separately. That things really took off for me in terms of the attention I got from the teacher, because she chose me to stand in the centre, so I was the most important student in the class all of a sudden, very suddenly, and I had to represent that place. And so the picking on and the harsh words really started, and my skin had to become very thick very quickly, let's say. But I was, pretty tough, to be honest. I think I felt strong in my body, I felt strong mentally, and I wish I just had a little bit of reassurance from, maybe future me, saying, look, it's all for a purpose. She likes you, she's pushing you, so you fight back, and so you say, right, come on, I can take it, I will show you. And often that's what teachers are doing. Sometimes it can be a little too harsh, but often they are waiting for you to light a fire inside you and to show them what you're made of, to bring out that potential. Number 7, you don't need to feel unhappy and always be alone to succeed. You're allowed to have fun, and you don't need to feel guilty for it. I think this was a big one for me. Obviously, naturally, I was drawn to being a bit of a loner when I was training and practicing, because I felt like, it was how I could focus the best. I found fun and outside things very distracting. So that's why I didn't have time for social events, or I didn't make time for relationships for a long time, because I just found it all too much for me. And also, I felt guilty if I had fun. And a lot of my friends who were a bit older were having loads of fun all the time. And I couldn't understand how they could do that and then do a good ballet class. I said, but, I thought to myself, but how can you have fun and then the next day really, really perform? And I guess there's some truth in that. I don't know whether they did, a good ballet class the next day, but I think it set them up for being a more balanced human being later on. Because the way I approached things, yes, I practiced a lot, and yes, I spent a lot of time on my own, and yes, it served me well. I did really well. I don't think it served me well later, going into adult life, like in a company, and also just growing up as a human being. I think it would have been much better had I been a little bit more balanced. I think it's why my teacher constantly asked if I had a boyfriend, because she kind of wanted me to relax and not take things so seriously. I think that's something I wish someone had told me in a sort of very structured way. I didn't really understand the statement of, why don't you have a boyfriend? What I understood was, well, of course I don't have a boyfriend. I've got to focus on my ballet, otherwise you'll shout at me tomorrow, because I won't be focused, So, all these things are very difficult to understand when you're young, when you're like 15, 16. I really just thought, this is what I have to focus on. I can't do anything else. And I kind of wish that I removed the guilt from myself, and that I didn't put so much pressure on myself, that I would, when the nice events in my life were happening, such as going out to restaurants, going out with friends, that I wish I'd let myself really enjoy it. Because I think deep down I didn't let myself really have fun, because I felt guilty for it, which is, completely ridiculous, really. So Always allow yourself to have fun, guilt-free, put things into boxes. Here is my fun time. I'm allowed to have fun now. And tomorrow I'll get back to work. But right now in this moment, I can have fun. Okay, number 8. A rehearsal is just a rehearsal. You're allowed to make mistakes and you don't need to be nervous. So as you can tell by now, I think these numbered things have kind of revealed a bit of my personality. I put a huge amount of pressure on myself. So obviously practicing was something I loved doing. But I would put a huge amount of pressure on myself because I've practiced for this very moment. So even in rehearsals, when we're just rehearsing a solo, that maybe I even know really well, I would get so nervous to do it. I would give it 110% every single time. And I would hate to fail in any way. I would put so much weight on it. And the point is, you need to realize, and I wish I'd realized, well, number 1, I need to relax more. And number 2, a rehearsal is just that. A rehearsal is the space to discover, to make mistakes, to progress. And it's okay if that happens. This is a safe space. My teacher's not expecting every single moment of the day me to perform 1,000%. Like, she's fully expecting me to fall sometimes, and then it's up to me to improve from there. And it doesn't mean I'm a bad dancer. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. And I shouldn't put so much weight on that. And this is probably going to resonate with a lot of you out there, because a lot of the issue, especially with highly ambitious people and high achievers, really is you're so self-aware of yourself. Really good artists, I think, and people who do really well, it's kind of a catch-22 because you're really talented and you work really hard because you're self-aware. But because you're self-aware, you automatically are far more nervous, doubt yourself far more because you realize what you're capable of and what weight is on this situation. So it's really about having some kind of mental preparation and perspective on the situation. This is just a rehearsal. It's okay to make mistakes. That's what we're working towards. You don't need to be nervous. Believe in yourself, believe in your abilities. If you make a mistake, work on it in front of your teacher. I actually think it's a good thing to make mistakes in front of your teacher because it kind of breaks the ice a little bit, and I rarely let myself make mistakes in front of her. And if I did, I felt traumatized. But whenever I did, I sort of felt relieved in a way. I was like, the ice is broken and it's okay. I'm still here. I'm still alive, So remember that. Number 9, you don't need to push your body to the point of collapse. Listen to it. Again, it's quite related to the other things. Obviously, me being me, I push myself to the absolute limit and sometimes to breaking point. Literally with my back, it actually broke because I had pain, and yet I was so addicted to striving for more and stretching more that I just push and without listening to it. I didn't listen to my body, and then obviously my body said, well, hang on, this is too much, so I fractured my back. And so you've got to be so smart and so intelligent when you're a young dancer to realize that, yes, I want to improve, yes, I want to work hard every day, but if I have pain, I need to slow down and I need to nip this in the bud now. I think I've said this before. It's like when I was with Olga Smirnova, principal of, now she's at Dutch National Ballet. She was at the Bolshoi. I ran into her in the nurse's office, when I was going in for my back, and she was there with her hip and she was graduating, I think. And she said, yeah, my hip's really bad now. I can't put my legs up in the exam, really. I've got to keep them lower. And she said, I've just realized and I've learned something. I've learned that you need to stop straight away when you have pain. Don't force it. Don't keep going, because then you're in a situation like this where it's been hurting for ages and it's really hard to get it to go away. And that's the truth. I have fractured my back and then I had to have 8 months off. Whereas had I just slowed down for a little bit, then I would have been okay and things would have turned out very differently. So listen to your body. Don't punish. And number 10, you're here in this situation because you're doing something right. Relax and trust it will all work out with your hard work. I think it's all relative, as we progress, we forget where we've come from. So when I was in Vaganova, then suddenly it was different. I had to keep up with this person who'd gotten into Vaganova. Then I had to keep up with this person who's been put on the center of the center bar. Then I had to keep up, and it's just onwards and onwards and onwards. And you're kind of constantly trying to live up to the reputation that you are sort of gaining because of your hard work. But it's like, this isn't a separate person that you're trying to keep up with. You're trying to keep up with yourself. The person that has worked so hard to get to this point, you've done that. Not somebody else, not someone outside of your own body. You've done that. So you need to trust that your continuous hard work is going to get you higher up the ladder and higher up the ladder where you deserve, because that's what hard work does. And you're here for that reason. You're here in the Vaganova school for that reason. Or you're now here on the center of the center bar for that reason. And now you're a soloist in this company for that reason, because of your hard work. So trust, don't worry. Trust it's going to work out. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about the situation. Don't worry day to day. Try to relax, I wish I'd said that to myself a long time ago. I wish someone had said that to me. So guys, those are the top 10 things that I would say to myself if I was a young student again at the Vaganova. And I think you guys can probably really resonate with what I've just said. So please comment down below if you do resonate with that. And I will probably publish this on my podcast as well, so you can listen when you're out and about. And thank you so much for watching and listening. Comment down below if you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. There's going to be so much more content here. And I hope this helped you. A part of being a coach now is one thing I really enjoy is being a mentor to you all. So I hope this helped you, and have a wonderful day because you deserve it.